Creepy childhood encounters. There was a thread on here a while back where people shared their brushes with abduction, exploitation, kidnapping, and the like. It was legitimately eerie and unsettling, and I'm sure we have more than enough stories to do a second run. I don't have many to share myself, but here's mine, for what it's worth. About 4 or 5, living on the second floor above a deli. Walking around neighborhood with Mom in New Britain, CT, pretty bad at the time. Sit on the bench in front of deli. Mom goes inside to talk to Gino, the owner. Guy comes up to me. Old, bald guy. Want a candy bar? I've got Milky Way. You like Milky Way? Mom was paranoid and warned me about stranger danger, so say nothing and stay put, hoping Mom will come out. What's the matter? You don't like Milky Ways? I've got others too. Come here. He extends his hand, starts walking towards me. Mom comes out, sees him and runs over to me, tells him to go away. I can babysit him if you want. I can show him lots of fun. Mom grabs me and runs into deli. We stand inside. Old man walks up to glass door, stares in for like a minute, then walks away. But now I want a candy bar, so Mom buys me one. What are your stories, X? I used to live in Solvay in New York when I was real young, and I had a friend who lived on the other side of a pub next to my apartment building. I went over there a lot and played Duck Hunt with him on NES. One day, though, I had left the apartment to go over to his house when I was supposed to be napping. My mom was furious when she found me over there, but I just thought it was because I was supposed to be napping. Turns out the guy that lived in my friend's building had chopped up some people and stashed their bits under the porch out front. I have one. To this day, I have no idea if I hallucinated, was sleeping, really happened, or my uncle was playing a joke on me. Be around 4 or 5 years old. Alone in house with my uncle. He was around 16 or 17 at the time. Mom went to do some shopping, so he's babysitting me. I'm in my bedroom, playing with some Play-Doh, facing my window which leads to the backyard. Look through it while playing. See tall man with black robe and mask. At this time I'm pretty scared, so I turn around and try to get up to go with my uncle, who is in the living room. See man exit from another room, walking in the hallway towards the living room. Closed door of my room. Hear some knocks, but I refuse to open. Hide in closet with blanket. Mom and Uncle eventually enter the room. They find me asleep. It still gives me chills when I think about it, mostly because I don't know if it happened or if I just dreamt about it. I live next door to a large house that's been divided into 3 apartments. About 5 to 6 years ago, there was a single guy in his mid to late 20s that roomed in the upstairs. The stairs that lead to it face my room. He rode a motorcycle. Nothing big like a hog or a rice rocket, just an average 200cc Japanese jobber. Anyway, you would never see this guy outside, only on rare occasions during the day, but 90% at night, and he never had people over, ever. When you did see him, he was dressed in black. What confounded me and my dad, as we were the ones to always see him at night because we always stayed up late. He'd leave his apartment at odd random hours post-midnight. Sometimes multiple times a night, but only for just a few minutes at maximum. He was never carrying anything like a drink to implicate a Quickie Mart run, nor backpack, nor coat. Except winter, duh. This went on for about 1.5 years and he moved out, throwing out his computer and random effects. I remember grabbing the tower from the trash pile only to discover he'd pulled the hard drive. Not really spooky or creepy, just curious. B11. Washing bicycle on the driveway. See car slowly drive by. Think nothing of it because we're one house down from the stop sign. Suddenly, being lifted from the ground by my mom. WTF.jpg. Hauls ass towards the house. See guy running back to his car as I look back towards the road. Bicycle is safe. All is well. Be around 5 or 6. Have really bad nightmares as a kid. Have one about being abducted by a random guy I've never met/seen before. I was little and just knew he would do bad things to me. Be creeped out at store next couple weeks, never leave my mom's side. Finally get over nightmare and go get a can of something for my mom. Start walking down aisle alone and see a man standing halfway down. Same dude as nightmare. The guy turns to me and gives me a creepy smile. Run back screaming to my mom like a little bitch. Don't go back to that store for years. Since mine isn't very cool or interesting, a couple held my hand in the resort I was staying in as a kid and tried to lead me away until my parents saw them, flipped their shit, and they ran off. I'll tell the story of a friend I know. 18 to 19 years old, go on holiday to Greece with friends. Go to a nightclub, meet this guy, make out with him. He invites her back to his place and she says she shouldn't because she's with her friends. Guy says okay and gives her his number and address if she ever wants to go around for sexy time. She never meets up with him in the week she's there and comes home a few days later. A short while after she gets back, she develops this mad rash on her face. Goes to doctor to get it checked out. Doctor says it's some kind of fungus/disease that you get from exposure to corpses. She freaks out. The doctor asks her who she's been with lately. She mentions this guy in Greece, and when the police get involved, she gives them his address and number. Greek police contacted, raid his house. Dead bodies everywhere. The guy had been having sex with them and killing them, not necessarily in that order. Parents tell me about this a lot. Be 3 or 4, Mom takes me to Blockbuster. She goes to the bathroom, leaves me outside the door. When she came back out, I was missing. None of the workers saw anything. Mom sees lady holding my hand and walking me to her van. Hysterical mom runs out and grabs me. About to slap a bitch. Other lady said she thought I was lost and was going to take care of me. Never got the movie she was looking for. I don't remember this, but she says it was the most terrifying moment of her life. Okay, this shit is small, but still creeped me out. 2 small stories. First, I'm like 4 or 5, and I was sleeping in bed with my dad because I was scared of some shit I don't remember. Next thing I remember is a tall, black silhouette figure holding some sort of cape or cloak out. I immediately try to wake my dad, and when he finally woke up, the thing was gone. I know likely a dream, but I remember it being so real, feeling like I was awake. The second story is even weirder. I was in the 8th grade when we had a field trip to some opera house. An elementary school was taking some 1st or 2nd graders to the same place, so some of them were on the same bus as us. Something really weird happened when a teacher, probably late 20s, early 30s, got on the bus. As soon as she stepped on, we made eye contact. I felt the most messed up feeling, like sad, shame, fear, I don't know. It was messed up. But the thing that scared me the most was that she had the same shocked, I've seen a ghost look that I did. My parents aren't creepy, but have told me some creepy stuff. I was 2 at the time and my sister was around 5. My dad was on a business trip, which he had to do a lot at his previous work, so it was only me, my mom, and my sister. She tells me she had nightmares of bad things happening to us. One evening, I am being an idiot whilst my mom is trying to put my sister to bed, so she leaves her in bed for a second, puts me back in mine, only to come back to my sister fully tucked in all by herself. My mom is confused, asking my sister how she managed to do it. My sister only replies with, "It's okay, Mom, the man tucked me in." My mom then apparently rung up my dad, called the neighbors, and may have almost called up the police, but no one was found and any evidence of anyone being there was non-existent. I'm quite sure my dad stopped going on business trips for a while and my mom let us sleep with her when he did. I've been fortunate not to have been a part of any encounters like this, or at least not that I can recall from memory. The only thing that comes close is this. About 10. Eating dinner. Whole family, me, mom, and dad, about to go to bed early. While we're turning off all the lights, doorbell rings. Guy asks if he can use the telephone. My dad tells him no. Guy insists on using the telephone, claims his car broke down, won't work. My dad explains it's late and he's not letting him into the house. Dad suggests a payphone. Guy walks back to his car. My dad stands there watching him. Guy comes back to my house. Guy begs to use the telephone and let him in, as he has no money. It gets weird by this point because we're in a rural area with tons of other houses to ask this. Dad tells Guy there's a payphone at the convenience store down the street. Guy asks if the woman across the street might have a telephone. Dad gets irritated and claims he'll call the cops if he doesn't leave. Guy calmly apologizes, gets in his car, turns it on, and drives away, in the broken car that doesn't work.